Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, January 4th. Skipped yesterday. Just kind of hung out around home. Started playing a little bit with cryptocurrency for the first time ever. Learning enough to know I have no idea what I'm doing. It's the network fees is where they get you. That's where I don't know what to do with it. I'm like, Anyways, I've begun playing with it. I don't know if anything's going to come of that, but otherwise, yeah, worked all day today, and it's so tempting to take vacation time and take a day off. But over the last little over a month, I've had so many days off between some vacation time and holidays. I'm like, probably shouldn't. Probably should save some of it. But because I've had so many, it's really tempting to have another day off. I'm going to try and be strong. Save the time off. I'm sure in a month or so I'll want to have it then. If I can last that long. We'll see. But it's Tuesday, movie day. And of course, like I said, I'm working on this shelf. I can do other shelves, but for the year's goal, this shelf. And I thought, well, what better movie to watch while I'm sitting here wishing I could have an extra day off than Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I mean, I recall it being a reasonably funny film. I've definitely felt like others liked the movie a lot more than I do in particular, but it's alright. I like Matthew Broderick. He's been in some cool things. Plus, his Broadway history, so that's cool. Although, this, I suppose, is when he's quite young. For what, 1986. Movie's just older than me. So I'm gonna watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Ferris.
And I would give Ferris Bueller's Day Off a 6.4 out of 10. I mean, it's alright. From the back of the box. Bueller. Sorry, not here. Instead, high schooler Ferris Bueller, Matthew Broderick, his girlfriend Sloane, Mia Sara, and his best bud Cameron, Alan Ruck, are off on the spontaneous romp through Chicago known as Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You'll also enjoy righteous bonus materials that give you... They're advertising the DVD instead of the movie on the back of the box again. So barf up along, forge a sick note from the parents, and tag along on the funniest adventure to ever sweep through the Windy City. What are you still doing here? Save Ferris. This is a movie about terrible people. Ferris Bueller, really horrible person. The dean of students at the school, equally horrible individual. I guess those are the two main antagonistic forces against each other, and they're both horrible. Ferris is a compulsive liar, who just simply gets away because he has all the points in charisma. The dean of students wants to catch him in his lie, but not in order to help him as a student do better and be better. No, he wants to make an example of him and make his life miserable. He even says something like, in 15 years, I want him to think back on what he did to me. He's wanting his life from there on out to be terrible because kid messed up while in high school. Let's make the rest of his life terrible. I mean, they're both terrible, terrible people. Ferris's manipulation of his friend Cameron, even if in the end, Cameron is like, oh, I'm happy for it. I'm glad for it. I had fun today, so it's... I mean, it's still a terrible way that he manipulated his so-called friend. You don't treat people like that. It's cruel. So, not a big fan of that. Also, a lot of the comedy in the movie is situational comedy that's based on how awkward the situation is. And they're all like, it's awkward, so you're going to think it's funny. And for me, it's awkward, so I feel uncomfortable. And not that there aren't funny bits in it. There absolutely are. But there's just... I have a limit that I guess is not quite what other people's... Where there's been a lot of sitcom television that uses that style of comedy. And many... much beloved shows, and I sit and watch them, and way too often other people are laughing, and I'm like, no, cringe. No, this is an awkward situation. Please just communicate with each other. No. Lots of putting you on both sides of the situation, so you know what's going on, and so you get to feel the awkwardness as it plays out. Otherwise, I mean, it's simple. I mean, it's incredibly complex. I mean, if you look at some of all the locations, how did they accomplish all of that they did in that day? Going to an art museum is a full day event. They did that, and a fancy dine-out restaurant, and a ball game, and a parade. All after Ferris is leisurely getting up, casually getting his friend Cameron over, coming up with a scheme to get his girlfriend out of school as well. All of that, and then they did what was at least 3 full days worth of events, all in time to casually get home before 6, have time to have Cameron destroy his father's car, and... I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. That takes more time than he spent. But for individual situations, it's silly. And silly can be fun. And again, with Matthew Broderick, he's got some charisma. The dean is he's from Beetlejuice. He's the father in Beetlejuice. That's what I know him as. But yeah, I mean, it's just situations of these characters, and in the end, he gets away with it. I don't think that I like that he gets away with it. I, too, want him to have some consequences for his actions. Oh, well. Oh, well. Supposedly, they're trying to make you like him as he lies to everybody and manipulates situations to his advantage throughout the movie, so they figured you'd want to see him win, but no, not me. But the Dean is such a horrible character that I don't want to see him win either. The story between a villain and an anti-hero. You hate them both. They're both terrible people. That's what I feel about Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's a movie about terrible people. And it's got some funny stuff in the middle. Let my Cameron go. But I know the movie. It's one that I've seen a number of times. That's about it. My thoughts on the movie don't really go any deeper than that, and that's probably one of the issues. It's not an incredibly deep movie. It's It's pretty shallow. It's a charismatic kid skipping school in his senior year. Causing much chaos. Just trying to go out and have a fun day. Also, I mean, really, why has he got to do all that? I mean, if he's going to skip, I mean, it's one thing, but just entertain yourself at home. Sit around, read a book. Try and feel better if you're faking sick. Try to act like you try to feel better. Play the part. I'm going to keep trying to feel better myself. And I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for joining me. Join me as my journey continues.